following the unexplained loss of two C-130 aircraft over 19th-century Ireland and the resulting cancellation of large-scale incursion events, the FTAA must seek smaller and less resource-intensive means of aiding the people of yesterday. The San Francisco bubonic plague epidemic of 1900 to 1907, and the resultant violence against Chinese-American immigrant populations, offers a perfect opportunity to use limited resources for a large net benefit. Arriving sometime in the winter of 1900 to San Francisco, the bubonic plague was likely carried by rats aboard ships bound to the west coast from the territory of Hawaii. The island chain had recently seen its own outbreak of plague. City officials panicked at the thought of plague arriving in the metropolis, requiring all ships from China, Japan, and Hawaii to fly yellow flags as they entered the harbor to warn of the possibility of plague aboard. This stigmatization followed a trend popular among white Americans since the 1880s. In 1882, America enacted its first law preventing anyone of a specific ethnic, racial, or national group from immigrating to the United States. Ill will and violence against Asian Americans, particularly Chinese Americans, rose in the following decades. By 1900, San Francisco had a de facto form of segregation and apartheid. The arrival of plague, an outbreak centered on Chinatown sewers, only exacerbated affairs. San Francisco's Mayor James D. Phelan characterized the Chinese American citizens of his own city as a constant menace to the public health. The governors of California during the crisis did not aid the matter. Republican Governor Henry Gage headed a board of health that outright denied the plague was present in San Francisco, allowing the illness to fester for years. Though political polarity shifted in 1902 with the election of Franklin Lane to the governorship, the state turned a blind eye to the plight of Chinese Americans and other San Franciscans alike. The situation came to a head in spring 1906, as the illness, having already claimed hundreds of lives in the largely segregated Chinatown district, began leaping to white San Franciscans. Former mayor and senatorial aspirant Phelan stoked a nativist mob to march on Chinatown in a repeat of the riots and murders perpetrated against Asian Americans in 1877. What followed was a savage bloodletting. Men, women, and children dragged from their homes and killed in cold blood, characterized as a public health crusade. Large swaths of the city burned by the mob. Though we will never know, it is estimated 2,000 San Franciscans, most Asian Americans, lost their lives during the murders and fires of April 1906. FTAA analysts have identified a potential opportunity to avert this humanitarian disaster: the California gubernatorial election of 1902. Democrat Franklin Lane defeated Republican George Pardee by roughly 2,500 votes, a margin that skilled operatives could easily shift in Pardee's favor. Using modern knowledge, counterfeit ballots could easily be smuggled into the past in order to invert this vote, causing Pardee to instead defeat Lane. George Pardee is a particularly intriguing prospect. Pardee is both a native of San Francisco and, perhaps more importantly, a medical doctor trained locally and in Leipzig. His attention will no doubt be focused on eliminating the plague before it can exacerbate racial tensions in the city. By installing George Pardee as governor of California in the election of 1902, we will undoubtedly avoid San Francisco's terrible tragedy of April 1906.